20th of October, Rabbi Furst, Pierke Avos.
The week or whatever.
Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Very good.
Just in the nick of time, I was just about to log off.
It is 9:07.
And
morning.
8 seconds.
I've got
Sorry
none.
to be- Sorry to be late today. This is Rabbi Shlomo Furst here, Yeshiva Samanavshi here in Yerushalayim, Care Zoom. This is our first year. We're discussing what Malachim know, what they don't know, what they listen to, what they don't listen to. And I want to go back just to look at the Tosus. If you have your sheets that we basically went through them the first time yesterday, but if you have the sheets, I'll put it on the screen as well. I want to look at Tosus, and then I'm going to try maybe if I can put this document on the screen, or I can send it to you. You don't necessarily have to print it out all because I think it's a lengthy document, but in terms of the general discussion we're having, I think it'll add a lot to our understanding of the points we've been discussing. I'm just going to try and bring that up. Okay, that should be coming up on your screen again in a moment. And here we go. There's screen. Okay. Oh, cooperating. Okay. Okay. Yeah, so if you see there on your screen and you have the Tosus, which is the third citation, you have the Gemara, the first citation, then you have the Meiri, the base Pierke, then you have the third citation is the Tosus in the Gemara, on the Gemara and Shabbos, Daf Yud Beis Amud Beis. Let's read the Tosus again. He's quoting the Gemara, that the statement of the Gemara, right? Actually, it's Rabbi Yochanan's statement, right? Rabbi Yochanan said, right, for all time, for eternity, She'ein Malach Asharis Makirin Veloshin Arami. The Malach Asharis, they do not recognize Loshin, the language Aramaic. Fine. Let's read the Tosus again, and I want to mention a point that's asked. It's not my question, but it's a very basic question, and that's what this next document I hope to send to you will also be discussing. So yeah, and to read the Tosus again.
Okay. Levad Migavriel Kid Amar Besuta Beresh Elav Marim. Okay, so only Gavriel is that he said in Sota these I'm sorry, this is a reference. Damar Mar Ba Gavriel, that the master said Gavriel came Ulamido Shebaim Lishonos Liosef. Gabriel came and he taught the 70 languages to Yosef. The Tema, and it's a wonder, the Afilu me chashva Shibalev, that even
Makshava.
Machshava Shibalev, that even though he understood the thoughts of the heart of every man, Yodim, he knew, Vilashon, Arame, Ein Yodim. But the language of Aramaic, he didn't know. So Gabriel taught all 70 languages to Yosef. And it's a wonder that we could say that that in addition to the fact that he taught all 70 languages to Yosef, he also understands the thoughts of the heart, and yet he doesn't understand Aramaic.
Right. And not only that, in general, meaning Gabriel is somewhat special, right? That he knows all the languages. That's in general for Gabriel. And not only that, but apparently any normal angel knows the makshavas that are in the heart of a person. That's any general malach. I mean, again, there are different types of malachim. I'm not expert in all the different types, but there's definitely different types of malachim, and as we're gonna see in this week's parsha, right? Like Akadosh Baruch Hu sent 3 malach. I think we remember which 3 of the malachim came to Abraham Avinu in this week's parsha.
Raphael, Gabriel, and I forgot the third one.
Yeah, Michael, I think, right?
Yeah, Michael, right.
Those are 3 of the biggest ones, right? Those are real. They're up there. They're the top brass, as they say, right, Barry?
That's right. The heavy hitters, as they say. The heavy hitters.
So, but then even if you're not on that level, apparently from what Tosfos is saying, any old malach knows what the person is thinking. So now I'm gonna send this. Let me, if I can, I'm gonna try and send this document to you. It's a page from a more detailed document.
Different from the document that you sent last night?
No, what did I send last night? I sent you something that I sent last night.
Yeah, you sent something last night that I think everybody got. I forwarded it. It says Shin Vav Tuf Agaros Moshe
Okay,
on the
one
top.
second. Let's see. Let me try and take a look. Hold on. Let's see. Oh. Oh, right. This is okay. Very good. Hold on 1 second. I'm gonna open that up and oh, right. Very good. This is it. Perfect. Okay, good. That's this is Igros Moshe. Dealing with part of our question here.
Yeah, Igros Moshe. That's what it says on the top of the page.
Very good. That's right. Whoops.
Orachayim.
Yep. Okay, I'm just going to put that on the screen as well for everybody. 1 second. I just have to get the right sizing here. Oh, very good. Okay. Okay, it should be on your screen as well, correct?
Yes.
Yes.
The same.
Okay. Very good. You good. If Louis, if you'd like to continue, we can.
Okay, so it's the
We can
Igros
start the
Moshe and
discussion.
Orach Chaim. Halakha Hey, Simon Mem Gimel. And then I guess we're on Vav. Im Mutar Leleches Lekavrei.
Kivrei tzaddikim, to go to the grave sites of the tzaddikim.
Okay, so if it's permissible to go to the graves, a vote of our fathers, the karvei tzaddikim and the graves of the tzaddikim, be'es tzara, at the time of need, levakesh rachamim, to request mercy. The amir. Somebody talking? No.
No, go ahead.
Va'amiras ha salichos de malachei rachamim, and to amiras, to speak of forgiveness, that the angels of mercy, umidas harachamim, and the midah of rachamim, I guess that's referring to Hashem, aleinu his galei, upon us they should roll.
Right. Well, meaning it should like should
Evolve.
be, well, should be set into a chain reaction. Should start off it's like a chain reaction. The Amira, and you want to say slichas damaliche arachamim, right? That's a special slicha. It's very controversial, this prayer that's found in the prayer books and with the slichas, that it's if, so to speak, we're actually asking the Malachi Ashares to intervene for us. Midas arachimim aleinu lizgalgali, and that's also another slicha which we say. And he's actually, if I'm not mistaken, further on in the tshuva, he's even going to discuss about singing Sholom Aleichem on Friday nights.
There's related to that. There's I don't know what you call it, where it appears. I think it's in the Gemara that when a person goes to Shemayim to be judged at the end of his days, that he goes with Malachim who witness for or against him. And so that seems to be like, intermediaries.
Right. So so look, again, in general, these things are based on what Chazal tell us, and there's no doubt that there are spiritual forces created. The Marsha in the Gemara in Makkah says that every thought, every word, every action that a person does creates spiritual forces. If you want to call them malachim, you can call them malachim. If you want to call them something else, you can call them something else, right? What they look like, what they do, what they say, what they are, it's way beyond me. But there's no doubt that there are spiritual forces in the cosmos, in the universe, that HaKadosh Baruch Hu created. Just because we don't see them and they don't have a physical form doesn't mean they don't exist. It's simply that they're out of our spectrum of experience, just like radio waves are out of our ears' spectrum of experience, and high-pitched sounds that a dog can hear is out of the spectrum of audio experience that we can experience. But there are other things which are on a spiritual existence, which are simply beyond our spectrum of physical existence. But that doesn't mean they don't exist, right? So yeah, that's right. They are there. They are definitely there. Again,
Is there, sorry,
go ahead, Roy. What?
is it, is there a difference between, we'll say, take an angel, is there a difference between an angel being asked to be an intermediary or an angel volunteering to be an intermediary without being asked?
Oh, so we're gonna, there's a Rashi in this week's parsha. If you to answer your question, I would direct you to a couple of Rashis in this week's parsha. If you have your Chumash with parshas, this week's parsha, Parshas Vayera. If you want to say,
Yeah. Where is it?
I will tell you.
It's a Rashi?
It's a
Or-
Rashi. We'll first go to. We'll first have to go to the pasuk. I believe it's in Pierke Yud Tes, chapter 19.
I'll just go and get my Rashi one.
Yeah. Go ahead, please.
Perik Yutes. In Va'era.
Mhm.
Yutes and plus yeah. Perik Yutes, and what's the pasuk?
I'm looking for it. Just give me a
Oh.
moment here.
I've got,
One
so
second.
I've got Vieira. Sorry, which
19.
Chapter
19.
19. Chapter 19. 1 second. I have to find the pasuk. 1 second.
It's 18, not 19, 18.
Well,
Yud Ches.
you
Yud Ches, 18.
No, you test. It should be in
Oh,
19.
you're going in. Oh, but it starts in Yud Ches.
That is correct.
Yeah.
That is correct.
is this enough Vieira? That's 20. That's 20. Your test. Starts in your test. Starts in your test. So it's the last one in your test, is it?
Yes.
Yeah.
1 second.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
Oh, yeah. Oh, I got you.
19.
Vayovo Shnei Hamalachim.
That's
Right.
right.
The Sodoma, yeah.
Right.
Ba'ever Velot Yoshev. Okay. Mm-hmm.
You could take a look here. In Pasuk Chav Beis, chapter 19, verse 22.
Yeah.
Says, hurry,
Okay.
escape there, for I can do
My-
nothing until you get there.
Yeah.
Right.
Maher Hamalot. Malit.
Right. Take a look
Shomokilo.
at the Rashis here on verse 22.
This was a punishment for the angels, since they had said, we are going to destroy this place, thereby attributing the act to themselves. They therefore could not leave from there until they were obliged to state that the thing was not in their control.
Right. Does that answer your question, Roy?
I cannot do anything. This admission of their powerlessness was the angels' punishment for having said, "For we will destroy the city." Oh, so they can't act on their own. Even these angels.
Yes. Right.
But related to this whole idea of the Malachim coming, these extraterrestrial beings, etc. I don't remember who said it, but very big person said that when you learn the Chumash, you have to separate between those events which were, so to speak, not the normal, natural, way of life. And you have to separate that from these special events, so to speak. That the special events, did not necessarily occur, but they're there for learning purposes.
The
Is that- is
Rambam
that-
said that.
Is that what it is? Yeah, the Rambam. So, so I mean, so
I'm just wondering, does that mean that that everything that happened in the Midbar and Sefer Shmos didn't really exist?
why would everything? You know, the fact that you're walking around in the desert is a natural event, but the fact that you know, a stream of water, a river followed you, that would be beyond the natural you know, natural events.
That's
So you
right.
have to, right, so you have to understand, you know, what
I don't
I'm only
think-
I'm asking. I mean, I don't, you know.
I don't understand the Rambam's philosophy on that, and I'm not sure if that's considered to be mainstream Jewish ideology.
Lou, where is that? It's Rambam with a mem or a nun?
Mem.
With a mem. Where-
I
do
don't
you-
know. I don't know where exactly where he says it.
Yeah, well, he's not the only one, you know, because a lot of times when there's, you know, very often when there's these so-called debates between, you know, a frum person and, you know, an Epicurus or a non-Jew, that's what they, you know, the non-believers always bring this stuff up. And the Jew is forced to say, well, you know, the splitting of the sea didn't necessarily happen. It's a mushal.
Why do you have to
What-
say, why do you have to be apologetic and say it didn't happen? Why would you be
I-
forced to say such a thing?
Yeah, I know it's a problem. I know that's what I'm.
It's not a problem at all. Do you either you believe a Kadosh Baruch can do anything he wants or you don't?
I don't think Rambam said that there's nothing, that there's no miracles. I think he said that angels in particular is a metaphor. That it's like you said, that it's a teaching technique. I don't think he was referring to the splitting of the sea.
In any case, it's not worth it's not going to be profitable to discuss the Rambam's philosophy on this until I actually see it inside and see what actual comments by Gedolei Torah are about it. So especially if we don't have a clarity on what I actually said and we meant anyway. So let's not go down that path right now. But just getting back to Roy's question, does this Rashi seem to answer your initial question, Roy?
Yes, except that I shouldn't have used the angel one, because what about say the neshama of a tzaddik?
Right.
Can a neshama of a tzaddik say, "Oh, look, I want to intercede for this person," without this person actually asking at all?
So first of all, it's the Gemara in Brachos discusses the whole general question as to whether or not the Mesim know anything about what's going on in this world at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's like asking someone who's 83 years old, does he remember or is he concerned of what's happening in his mother's womb right now? Let me say that again. It's like asking a person who's 83 years old, right, if he is concerned or aware of what's going on in his mother's womb right now.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I don't understand what.
Think about what I'll say it a third time. Think about what I'm saying. It's like asking an 83-year-old person if he knows or is concerned about what's going on in his mother's womb right now.
But his mother wouldn't have a womb right now.
That's number one, right?
And nothing would be going on.
And the relationship, the relationship to Olam Haba to Olam Hazeh is unfathomable. We have no conception of the distance in reality between Olam Hazeh and Olam Haba.
Okay.
But we do have references that indicate that there is an interaction between the souls of people who have passed on and the world. Like, for example, we have Rachel Imenu crying for her children
Right,
because of the exile.
right. So there's definitely some interface, right? There's definitely an interface there. Exactly how that occurs, I have no idea. I have no idea.
I want to go back to Roy's question. I don't get how this answers it. My understanding, his question was, is there a difference if the spiritual entity intercedes voluntarily as opposed to upon request? And you brought a pasuk which says that the angels were punished for doing the wrong thing. I don't see the connection.
Wait,
Again,
but by definition, a malach doesn't do anything unless it's instructed. A malach is not looking down, so to speak, and saying, "Oh, I think I'll intervene over here. I'm not busy at the moment." They don't come and do anything unless they're instructed.
That's not true. Look at the beginning of Eov. It says that the Satan
The
came to
Satan is a
Hashem.
malach. The Satan is a malach, right?
Right, that's right. And he comes to Hashem, and Hashem says, "Oh, what you been doing?" And he tells Hashem what he's been doing.
Yeah.
So you have to know the Gemara in Baba Basra says that there was a whole conversation between HaKadosh Baruch Hu and that Malach
Prior.
before the whole
Right, of course.
thing that took place.
Before the Satan comes before HaKadosh Baruch Hu, and HaKadosh Baruch Hu says, "What have you been up to?" That's like a rhetorical question.
No, he answers him.
No, the
he answers him, but he was sent originally
right,
before.
The Gemara in Baba Basra says that HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave permission, right, that Eve could be tested in all ways possible except to short of killing him. That was the directive HaKadosh Baruch Hu gave at that time.
Okay. Right. So anything that happened, anything the Satan did was under guidelines, so to speak. He was sent, and then he came back to give a report.
Right.
Right. So Roy's question is, if the angel decides to intervene without being requested, based on his guidelines, is that different than if he is actually requested?
So you see here that Rashi, what is Rashi's expression again? Let me read the word of Rashi, the first thing. Zen anshan shamalachim al shamarkim ashkisim anachnu. V'tali adaber ba'atzmu. It was they attributed to themselves.
Right. So that tells me that they can make a mistake and take some action.
Right. Take a look at the follow-up to the Rashi. Kilo Ruchal. Rashi says they said they're not able. What does it mean they're not able? Loshin Yochid, it's a singular.
He
right?
says, no, but he said, I cannot.
Right. Why is that? Rashi says, look at the Rashi. From here you learn what?
One destroys and the other rescues.
Why? And why is that?
Because two angels are not sent for one mission.
Right. They're always sent on a mission. Now, I'm not saying that there may be certain exceptions to the rule where the Malachim seemingly maybe start doing something on their own volition. I'm not saying that there aren't exceptions to the rule, but the definite pattern is the definite way that they behave is they're only doing things as shluchim, as messengers, as envoys.
Isn't there also an opinion that when Malachim come down to earth, so to speak, when they're uh, out of the the direct influence of Shemayim, that they get affected, they get human attributes, so to speak. In other words, they get tempted to act on their own because they're influenced by our environment.
Well, that's another Rashi here. That's when the Malachim they ate by Avram Avinu. The pasuk there, if I'm not mistaken, Rashi says here on this pasuk, Ra tzikach miyomer. 1 second. Okay. 1 second.
It's, I think it's Pasuk 8 in chapter 18.
You were Chelu, right? You Chelu. Very good. Thank you, Lou. That's right. That's chapter 18, verse 8.
Because when they ate, Rashi says, it appeared as if they were eating. We learn from this that a person should not act differently from the prevailing custom.
Right.
Yeah, well, that's not the same situation of a malach doing something that he decides on his own. He was just they were burning the food up, whatever. I think Rashi says that they didn't actually eat. They made the food disappear. It looked like they were eating to make Avram happy. But that's not the same thing as a malach saying, okay, my mission is to destroy stone, but in the meantime, I'm going to go shopping at the Makolet. I mean, it's not, you can't compare those two situations. It's not comparable.
Well, Rabbi, is your point here that angels don't act without the request of the person?
They don't act. What do you mean? What do you mean by the person? Meaning a person who's praying to them?
Yeah, the person, Roy's question is there a difference whether the person requests the intercession or the angel does it on his own? And are you saying that there's no such thing as an angel doing it on his own? Is that your point?
Well, that could be a sub question. That is definitely a sub question. I mean, if they're not capable of doing acts on their own, so what powers do they have to intercede for us? That's a sub question. Correct.
Well, let's say the neshama of my mother goes to is in Shemayim, and she says to Hashem, please do X for my son.
Right.
Is that possible? And if that's possible, does that mean she's an intermediary?
First of all, I don't know if it's possible. I really don't know very much about what the neshamas are capable of doing in Olam Haba. I really don't know very much about that at all. So
and if you did, you wouldn't tell us anyway. No, seriously, I'm being
Unless
serious.
you killed us first.
So, I mean, you're sensitive to these questions. These are all deep issues. I mean, when it's Malachim, they don't do anything on their own. So how can we ask them to do something for us? I mean, there's stories about the Chafetz Chaim, that he was calling out to the Malachim, directing them to do this and directing to do that. So sometimes tzaddikim do have a power to direct the Malachim, but again, it's very far beyond me. I have to admit, not only ignorance, but I don't want to say it's lack of interest, but lack of desire to really go too deep into these things, because in the end, I'm going to still have to put on tefillin tomorrow morning and pray with the tzibur, whether I have the ability to
Right.
to ask the malachim to do it for me or not. So I'm sure, I have no doubt that you can find certain forum and there are people that you can talk to about it. They'd probably be more than happy to discuss these things. If they know what they're talking about, that's another question, but that's not for me to decide, because I wouldn't know if they know what they're talking about or not. So I don't know anything about it. But yeah, and you have to take a look. There's in Nefesh Chaim, you have the sefer there by you. Does he speak about Malachim? He mentions something about Malachim there, if I'm not mistaken. You could see if you have a good index in your sefer on Nefesh Chaim when he makes comment. If I'm not mistaken, we'll try and get to it. If I'm not mistaken, I think Rav Chaim Volozhin did not say that stanza of Sholem Aleichem like Borachila Sholem Aleichem Sharis. I think he's quoted as not saying that stanza. But I think Rav Moshe may bring that down as well. And maybe we have a couple of minutes, so let's just try and get a little further into the second paragraph of the Moshe, just to where he's going to be taking us. We can trust Rabbi Feinstein, Zechron Livracha, with his depth and expansive Torah knowledge, that if he's going to discuss this question, he'll touch on probably many of the points that we're concerned about as well.
Okay, so Aval,
No, go one paragraph above it. With Davar Zet, with Davar Elu HaHolchim.
Elu, yeah.
Uvidavar Elu HaCholchim Be'es Tzara. And the matter of these who go at the time of difficulty. I'm sorry.
Go ahead. You're doing well. Very good.
The Kavoros Avosehem, to the graves of our fathers. Ule Kavoros Hatzadikim, and the graves of the righteous. Ulavakesh Rachamim may is this the angels? The may
Malachei Sharis. That's an abbreviation. Malachei Sharis, exactly.
From the angels, okay. Im yesh bezeh mishum doresh al hamesim.
Darash al hamesim.
So there is, if there is in this a reason to doresh
Well, this is like a prohibition. It's a prohibition to door. You're not supposed to inquire after the mason. You're not supposed to go into the private knowledge of the mason. You're not supposed to get information and things like that from the mason. That's the we'll see that.
Well, is this like what Shaul HaMelech did with Shmuel?
Well, yeah, right, exactly. Yeah.
So that's what it's saying we shouldn't do.
Right.
Ayin, I don't know. This is a reference. Look over there.
Ein B'shach Yeridei Simin Kuf Ein Tes Sif Katan Tes Vav.
Yeah, like he said. Okay, so look over there. Shemevi Mishuvas. Mitshuvas.
That's I think Maharam Chalava. That's certain. He's a Rishon. He's an early source.
Okay, so it's a reference to the tshuva, the discussion or the question and answer. She maf kafak bezeh. What is this word? She maf.
Mifaf Peik Bezeh. He's doubtful, or he is doubtful, or he's wondering about this point.
Okay, so he's doubtful about this issue of inquiring from the Mason.
Right.
Okay,
We'll stop here. I just want to get the question clear. So again, the question that Rav Feinstein, Rav Moshe Zatzal, is embarking upon is when a person's going to go to a kever, a grave of, let's say, one of his beloved family or from a tzaddik, and he's going to say Tehillim there, he's going to make certain requests there. So is this considered to be the prohibition of Dorish Alamesi? So
okay.
that's,
So the request would be a request from the mace, asking the mace to do something.
yeah, that right, in some way or another. Exactly how that takes form, that's another story. But he's going to be requesting of the Mason in one way or another. How that's going to formulate, we'll see further as we get Mitzvah Shem tomorrow in the tshuva. But maybe it's a good place to stop right now, and we can continue tomorrow in Mitzvah Shem. Okay, Roy, you should have a good afternoon. I hope to see you tomorrow, and we'll be coming back in a few minutes with the Shir and Mishnah Brewer.
Okay.
Amen.
Yeshkoach, Lou.
Okay.
Ruch Tieh.
Very good.